Hi, students. This is Mrs. Eli. I will be your speech teacher for the next 9 weeks. Welcome to virtual school. I want to just give you a brief overview of what we're going to do and just kind of go through the syllabus a little bit. Make sure that you look at announcements and assignments for today. You've got 3 to do, but they're 3 pretty simple ones. I want to take you through the syllabus and just kind of explain a little bit about the class. I encourage you to navigate through the Bitmoji classroom and just kind of click on things. I'll kind of go through. You can click on the book and see our actual text, which is really nice. So everything's going to be digital. I also encourage you, if you are someone who likes public speaking, to consider being part of the speech and debate team. So you can click on the information on the podium for that. So without any further ado here, let's go ahead and get started. Just talking about the requirements for the class. Again, I'm going to try to keep it brief here. So that you can just sort of go through and navigate yourself and then get working on today's assignments. And then tomorrow I'll try to arrange a Google Meet so we can kind of meet each other in person. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the syllabus, and bear with me here because I need to make sure that you can see what I see. Okay, hopefully you can see the syllabus now. And here's my information and my office hours. Some information about the course. So I'll let you read through that on your own. The only materials that you're going to need will be the textbook, which is, as I mentioned just a moment ago, it's linked digitally in Canvas, and a charged iPad or computer. The expectations that I have for you are here as follows. First thing, the district has instructed us that you will need to have 80 minutes of instruction per day per class. So what that means is we need to provide you with that amount of work. Here's what I've done with that. So if you look in my announcements today, you'll see the breakdown of each of the activities that I want you to complete. I've given a suggested amount of time for each one of those. That you may or may not use that amount of time. My thought is work at your own pace. If it takes you a little longer to do one of those activities or a little less time, it's not going to be a big deal. Okay, so work at your own pace. The big thing here, if you read through this, is that you need to make sure that you're checking email every day, a couple times a day for announcements, and that you're logging into Canvas for every class period every day. That's how attendance is going to be taken. So it's really important that you log on and you get your work done, because as you can see right here, completed work equals attendance. Okay, as I said earlier, we're going to have a Google Meet tomorrow, and I'll be sending that link to you a little bit later on. So if you click on my Bitmoji classroom on the clock, no, not the clock. The clock is the virtual schedule. So if you click on the laptop, you can see the expectations for Google Meets. So one that I have on there that I don't have here on the syllabus is that I need you to choose a quiet place in your home, somewhere where you can join the meeting and not be distracted by things. Okay, so make sure you find that place. And if that's difficult, I get that. Some of us have smaller homes and there's just too much going on. Make sure that you mute your microphone so that we can eliminate some of that background noise. Make sure that you're listening and not talking over others. use polite and respectful language, and of course, show up and participate. Some expectations that I have for myself and that you should have for me are that I give you some practical knowledge that you can apply to your life and become successful. This is public speaking, so um, it is going to help you with skills in your life, your communication skills, and not only how to speak in front of other people, but how to conduct yourself in an interview. So these are all life skills that all of us need to work on and perfect. Number two, I will work with your parents and guardians to help you maximize your potential. I am available outside of the classroom hours to help. Feel free to shoot me an email anytime, and I'll try to get back to you in a timely manner. I do tend to stay up late, so you can shoot me an email late if you're working on something and you're not sure about, you need some direction or something. If it's 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, that's getting a little late. Still, feel free to do it, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I know people are going to be working at different hours. Now, I will tell you that if you click, I don't think I have it here in the syllabus, but if you click on the clock on my Bitmoji classroom, you can see there is a virtual bell schedule. And they do want you to log in during the class times. However, I do believe you'll be given grace with some of that. So, if you don't quite get there one day because you had an appointment or you had a family situation, as long as you're logging in daily and getting your work done, that's going to count as you're being present. So please make sure at the very least that you're doing those two things. Excuse me. So I did include some information about grading. I will allow you to redo assignments. I will stay on top of my grading so that you know what your grade is in a timely manner. I will place a 0 in the grade book if you turn in an assignment late. That doesn't mean that the 0 is going to stay. It's a way for both of us to have a realistic idea of what your grade is. Because if I don't put in the 0 and I leave it blank, then you could potentially have a C, but your grade looks like it's an A. So I don't want you to get a false sense of what your grade is. And so that's why I put the 0s there to remind you. It's kind of like saying, hey, don't forget, you need to get this assignment done so that your grade can, that you can maximize your grade, that it can be as good as it can be. Let's see. Here's a grading scale. You're probably already familiar with that. Here's the general course outline. I've had to kind of squish things together here because we don't have quite as much time as we would have in a normal situation. And so these are the chapters that are going to be covered in the book. And then as far as speeches go, I'm going to require that you do 2 speeches in order to pass the class, that's cut down quite a bit from, if we were meeting in person. So during the first 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to do a personal story speech. And again, it is required. You are going to be allowed to write some notes on a page and sort of read from the page or use the page's notes. You'll write about a time in your life where you learned a life lesson. And that will be done you can either videotape yourself doing the speech and send that to me through Canvas, or if you prefer to have a live audience, we can try to work it out during one of our Google Meets. But I'm going to leave that up to you. Your second speech, as we go through the chapters, we'll learn about some more of these things. So you can do, pardon me. So you can do a memorized speech, like a poem, monologue, or a rap. You can do a TED Talk. where you're instructing us about something or you're trying to persuade us of something. You can do a special occasion speech, like if you were giving a toast at a wedding. So there's going to be 12 different events you can choose from. Or you can do an impromptu speech, which would have to be done via Google Meet, where I would just give you a random topic and you would have 1 to 2 minutes to speak on that topic. So you've got some options here. So again, you're going to do your personal story or a personal story, and then one of these other 4 types of speeches. But we'll have some time to, get together and talk about those things and prepare for them. Okay? So make sure that today that you go back to here, and I don't know if you can see this or not. Let me make sure that you can see what I see. Okay. All right, hopefully you can see my Bitmoji classroom again. Go to announcements and make sure that you look at, read all of those. There's 3 assignments today, but they're really pretty simple ones. Make sure that you complete all of those. You can either go to modules or assignments. One of them is a quiz. It's about how to write a proper email. So make sure that you read through that information, watch the video, and then take the quiz. You have 2 attempts on that. So if you don't do so well the first time, you can try it a second time. And again, play around here in my Bitmoji classroom, click on some things, get familiar with the information that you'll need to know for the class. And I wish you good luck. I hope you have a great day. If you have any questions for me, or if there's something that you don't understand, please feel free to email me and ask. And we'll try having a Google Meet tomorrow. So good luck with the rest of your day, and I'll see you soon.